Well, Mayoral hopeful Brad Bradford is unveiling his plan to tackle traffic gridlock in the city of Toronto. Now, Bradford says that if elected, he would appoint a congestion relief commissioner with a mandate to coordinate construction and maintenance work across the city. Now, the plan will also include redeploying 200 parking enforcement officers to busy intersections at peak hours. And Brad Bradford joins us live right now on CP24. Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Okay, so let's break down this idea of this congestion relief commissioner and what exactly that would entail.
So it might not surprise folks when they realize there's actually nobody in charge at the City of Toronto to coordinate all of the construction projects. And so take Lakeshore, for example.
Sure.
You know, you've got a city-run project there with the Gardner Lakeshore reconstruction. You got the federal government doing flood protection, and then you've got the forthcoming Ontario line from the province. None of those projects are coordinated, and the result is time and time again across the city, we see parallel north, south, east, west streets all tied up with construction. None of that is coordinated. So the Congestion Relief Commissioner, that will be their sole job, stage gating, make sure that we're doing it in a smart and thoughtful way and making sure that we're keeping Torontonians moving.
And minimizing that overlap when it comes to
That's
those.
exactly right. It's so frustrating when you're trying to get north, south, east, west,
Sure.
and street after street is tied up with construction. It doesn't have to be that way. Other cities have stood up similar programs. We will bring a congestion relief approach from City Hall to get Torontonians moving.
I mean, it goes without saying that, you know, obviously traffic is a pain in the neck for many Torontonians, right? Or even if you're commuting into the city. When you talk about these 200 parking enforcement officers, can you explain that to me? Because to my knowledge, I would assume that that's in some collaboration with Toronto Police. Are these officers that you would need approval from Toronto Police in order to redeploy them to focus solely on parking?
Well, it's our parking enforcement unit. So those officers are there. It's taking 200 of them during peak periods, during rush hour, and deploying them to 50 of our busiest intersections across the city. And the idea is to get the traffic moving through those intersections. There's nothing more frustrating than sitting at a green light and not being able to move, not getting into work, not getting home to your family because the intersection is jammed. So it's taking part of their shift. You know, they'll still be out doing parking enforcement, but during those peak periods and rush hour, I think it's a better use of time to get Torontonians moving, clear the intersections, get everybody home quicker and safer, and that's what I'm going to do as a strong mayor of action.
How confident are you that you could see real-time results, you know, fairly fast if elected mayor and being able to implement these things?
We're very confident about it. Again, it's taking existing resources and having a practical, common sense approach to getting Torontonians moving. It is the redeployment of 200 parking enforcement officers during rush hour to, again, clear those intersections, getting people moving. And then the idea of a congestion relief commissioner, somebody with the strategic oversight, looking at the city in a comprehensive way, coordinating all of those big construction projects and making sure we're doing it in a more thoughtful way. It's time for City Hall to respect people's time. It's time for us to get serious about unlocking gridlock and getting Torontonians moving.
You know, obviously, right before you and I had this conversation, I know you're obviously passionate when it comes to gridlock and, you know, trying to find a solution to it. But we were also talking about Ontario Place today. That is, of course, a big topic when it comes to this mayoral race. And what's your take on that piece of property and what you would like to see it turn into in the future for the city?
Well, you know, it's provincial land, and I think it's important for us to have a conversation in partnership with the province. There's also Exhibition Place, which, of course, is city lands. So there's a conversation to have. But, you know, I'm really focused on delivering results for Torontonians. When I hear about this sort of stuff, you know, it sounds like another long-term plan down the road, very hypothetical. We need to deliver real housing for people right now. We need to get this city moving. We need to build safer communities. And it's time for less talk, more action at City Hall. That's what I'm about.
Okay, we appreciate you stopping by and sharing your thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kayla.
It's mayoral candidate Brad Bradford. Thank you.